My experience with you guys has been upfront, so communicative that sometimes I'm like, I'm good. I don't need the monthly report. I know you guys know what you're doing. We are well over our investment with you. Our return is incredible. I trust you. My name is Anna Smith. I'm with Hero Heating and Air. We're based out of Decula, Georgia, which is just north of Atlanta, one of the many suburbs north of Atlanta. We are a small heating and air company compared to the big conglomerates. Our goal is to be a fly in their area that kind of annoys them. We have 7 employees. We've doubled that just in the last year and a half. So we're sort of in a big growth phase. I did not come from this industry. I have grown a couple of businesses in the wellness and fitness industry. So this is new to me. The seasonality is not new to me, but just all the language around it is new. So it's been kind of fun. And I had not done any SEO marketing in my previous businesses. So that's been an adventure as well. I really started right before we started with you guys. And so the first thing I did was that I came in and I took stock. So this is from memory. I have some things written down and this one is not. So forgive me if I'm off a smidge. In 2020, we did about $600,000. We brought you guys in April 2021. We increased our team and we did $900,000. This year, we're on pace to do 1.7. I don't have a lot of experience with SEO. I have you guys and the company we hired before you. That's all I know. The company we hired before came by referral, which is usually means, that's the best way to get, right? They could not seem to figure out how to get we started with Google Ads with them. They were not truthful with us about the investment up front. I had to write all the copy for it. Even though in the meeting, he said, for this amount of money, and I had my little trusted pen, and I was like, what will you do? What will we do? And I walk out of every meeting with exactly what's going to happen. And he said, we'll write all the copy. You could tell he'd sold it so many times, but when it came to me working with him, and I never saw him again, by the way, the salesperson, then I worked with this girl who was really hard to get in touch with. She had me write all the copy. And then when she turned our stuff on, she gave me like a portal and it wasn't actually on. There were zeros across the board in our portal for 2 weeks. I couldn't get a hold of her to say, hey, you need to click the button because we've paid you. So we made nothing from them, paid them, made nothing. And then when we said, hey, you guys, we're going to go another route. Thank you anyway. And we sent an email to the owner, which was the salesman. We never heard anything back. That was our experience. My experience with you guys has been upfront, so communicative that sometimes I'm like, I'm good. I don't need the monthly report. I know you guys know what you're doing. We are well over our investment with you. Our return is incredible. I trust you, but you're always informing us and keeping us up to date. You know exactly what's going on. I get emails, I get videos. I mean, I have not ever chased you once, and you've gotten us results and done everything you've ever said. So those are my 2 experiences with you. And then you look at the growth that we've had. We haven't really done anything else to grow besides that and actually hire the people to serve the incoming business that you've helped provide. So I just had to share that piece as well. That was a big thing that happened when I started was we hired one company and then we found you guys and the experience has been unbelievable. The former company that I just described, we chose because the owner of the company and I have a mutual friend that owns a pest control business. And I've known him for 10 years. I trained him at my gym and I've watched him grow and I've watched him explode this company into in fact, he just got bought by a huge conglomerate. So it's been so neat. And the one thing he said he did was online marketing. Well, and I told you, I had no experience with that. So when I hooked up with David and I were like, let's do that. And we don't know where to start. Let's do it. So we started with this mutual friend's guy with their serve because look what he did for you. Maybe he can do that for us. I told you the story that did not work out. And so one thing David had is he had a company called SOS that I think specializes in HVAC. I mean, they do his website. They're his go-to for his, our emails are actually, they're not Gmails, they're actual emails and just some basic stuff. I'm not even sure now what all SOS was providing. Here's the thing. They had done a great job. They had done what they had said. There had been a reasonable and positive return for David's investment. And he said, they're recommending PMNow. Let's try them. I trust them. I mean, we've already been burned here, cut your losses, got out. Let's try it. Let's go this route. And the rest is really history. It was because somebody we trusted you. We sort of took a leap of faith. And there's always a question, do you generate all the new business and then overwhelm yourself and then go hire the resources to serve that? Or do you pre-hire the resources and then go hopefully generate the business? There's always that dance. And so we kind of did both. So we took our subcontractors that were kind of helping us with installs and we made them full-time service and kind of install employees with us. And then we hired, so that was 2 gentlemen, and then we hired a third. So we went from 1 service tech, I'm gonna do a part-timer, there's my part-timer, and then 2 subcontractors. We hired them full-time. We let go of this part-timer and went full-time. So we kind of went from like what feels to me like 1.5 and some part-time help to 4. Simultaneously made the other mistake and then brought you guys on. So we did it at the same time. Turns out, perfect move. So really 600 to 900 doesn't feel like almost doubling, but it was like low 6s to almost $1 million, which to me is within 50 to 75,000 of $500,000 to $1 million. I mean, that's how I think. I'm like, that's where we're at. A couple of more installs, a few, it was just a few little things. We've almost doubled business because not only did you guys bring us so much business, we asked the capacity to serve it. Last year, we brought you guys on in April and we did 39 grand that we tracked. And we have a very imperfect tracking system. We have 2 people that are taking calls and trying to code that call came from Google. That's the minimum that we did. And that's only the first call. So if you call us and we do a service call, and then you call us next year and we do an install, we only count the service call. So it's like $200. We might have made $9,000 plus the 200 over the year's time, but the way we track is just this first call. After that, they become a current customer. So that business goes in the current customer. This year, between January 1 and today, we've done $39,000 of Google business for PMNow business. So that's a 5.5 month period. We're not even through our busiest season. And last year, that was a 9-month period. So it's grown exponentially in my mind. Last month, we had a 100-degree 2-week, or I guess it was 3 weeks ago, 2-week span where there was 100 degrees for about 2 weeks. I want you guys to know I was fielding we had probably 75 calls coming in a day. Most of my time, the scheduling, people were scheduling, and then I was calling the people back to say, I'm so sorry, we can't help you. And that's just life. We're not prepared for that much. But how great to see that the minute the temperature goes up and people go online, that your tool is that powerful, that it overwhelmed us to the point where we booked completely solidly and I couldn't serve. We couldn't serve everybody. Carlos reached out every month and we have spreadsheets, we have graphs, we have here's what's happening, we have tracking the calls, we have, in some of the, like I said, I have 2 experiences, very limited. I mean, I saw that in the first, the sales pitch of the first company, but it's so detailed and there's so much investment in making sure that we as a customer understand what you're doing for us. Here's the proof that we have on our side. And even sometimes Carlos will go as far as to say, what's your experience though? Like, here's all my tracking is saying this. Looks like your calls are up, looks like this is where we're ranking under the max, looks like, and all of that has been super successful. And then he'll say, we have 2 places we really need to work. We're going to work on beefing this up and beefing this up. So I love that because that's always saying we can still do more, which I love. Instead of saying, are you good? Okay, you're good. Well, we're going to leave that switch turned on and go do something else. Like, there's so much attention to us to make sure we're happy. And then he'll say, okay, I've shown you all the data, more than I ever wanted to know. I hang on by a thread, And like I say, some months I even skip it because I go, we are in massive 400% growth. We're good. You guys keep it up. I'll talk to you next month, He'll say, but what's your experience? Which I think it just blows me away because you do such a good job, because we have the numbers, because we see that our return on investment is so clear, that you go through such links to make sure that we understand what you're doing. And we even have not a hiccup, but Google changed some things. So everybody has to scramble. And the communication during that was superb. Number one, I appreciated the honesty that, hey, Google changed some things. So here's what we're looking at as some strategies. I would have never known that. And I so appreciated somebody saying, hey, we're working on this on your behalf, just so you know. There's a level of honesty and trust that built into us. And then really the performance was awesome that entire time. So there was no hiccup on my end, but the honesty to share that with me and show me the path and the strategies. It's the best customer service I've had in many, not just this experience, but just all the consumer things that I do. It's rare that you have somebody that communicates this much when they're providing an ongoing service. It's easy to forget your customers and assume your happy, loyal customers are happy and loyal. And that has been the most surprising thing to me. I'm not surprised that it was effective. I knew that there were very effective options out there, but I'm so surprised at the communication and the level of instruction and attention to me as a customer is, because I know we're little. We're not your biggest customer for sure. So that has been off the charts, actually. This is what we spend and this is what the revenue is. And I always tell people that's the level 1 revenue. If I did the lifetime revenue of that customer, imagine those numbers. They come back, they join our maintenance plan. Now they have us install a system and then their next system, and they refer us a friend. I mean, it's never ending. So I would say without hesitation, do it, do it, do it. And I would say do as much as you can afford if you're ready, as long as you have the capacity to serve, because the business is going to come.